Nikola Tesla said, if you can unravel the mysteries of frequency, vibration, and energy, you can unravel the mysteries of the universe, right? And what that means is there is like certain frequencies that align with vibration that either create energy or demand energy. So your thinking mind is one of those things. If you're always focused on negative attributes of your life or maybe your current situation or a feared future, you will tie yourself into that. And it's as easy as changing a Toyota Corolla into a Corvette. It takes a lot of focus. It takes a lot of stick-to-itiveness, consistency, effort. The universe loves effort. And you secretly love effort too. You just don't know it yet. Everything's a discipline. So what you have to do is, if you are in states of anger, look at the exact opposite word of anger, which is courage. That's the same energy. It's the same type of vibration. So a frequency, let's use words as an example. A frequency would be the word fear. Fear is a frequency. I'm sure if you hear the word fear, all sorts of different things pop up. Now, the energy is changing your mind. The alchemical process of changing lead into gold. So in Hermetic traditions, they talked about alchemy a lot. And 99% of alchemy happens in here. So when Nikola Tesla was working on a project, he would envision it in his mind. Now, his imagination had to be absolutely befuddling. And what he would do is he would assemble that machine and disassemble it and assemble it again in his mind until it worked, because he knew what every single little capacitor did to make that machine function. That is an alchemical process. So when you think of the word fear, the energy that it takes to imagine yourself in an afraid state, it can absolutely sink your ship. But if you think of that energy and you think of the word fear and you cross it with courage, and then you feel that, it's a very similar energy. The same goes for anxiety. Anxiety is just a heightened state of learning, of potentialities. Carl Jung talks about individuation. We are the captains of our own ships. Whatever we decide is exactly what will be. And if you're focusing on anxiety, you are going to create more anxiety, unfortunately. But if you feel the feeling wherever it arises in your body, there are chakra points, right? And if you learn to focus on those parts of your body where that energy comes up when you have that thought of fear, and then transmute it into courage, or the opposite of anxiety would be excitement. It's the same type of feeling. When you're really excited, when you go on a roller coaster, right? And it's very exciting. And your fear of the roller coaster and where, the dips and the turns and everything, that energy can be turned like a frequency, like a knob on a radio or old television set. And you can turn that into excitement. And it happens naturally in exciting situations, right? We're afraid to go into the jungle to see the animals, the wild animals up close. But when we're in it, it's very exciting. So fear can be transmuted easily into courage, bravery. Sadness, you cry when you're sad. You also cry when you're full of joy, when you're joyful. Tears of joy, that's a real thing. Same energy, different frequency. So if you take your frequencies, whatever it is that you dwell upon, and find the opposing thing, because life is about polarity, right? Rhythm, polarity, these things are real. The Hermetics and Hermes talks a lot about this. It's an alchemical process. We can change whatever thought we're having into the opposing thought like that, because it's just an energy. So you hear gurus say that you are not your thoughts, and you're not. You are the observer of your thoughts, and as the observer, you can twist those thoughts back around into whatever you want. So when you have a gnarly feeling, say a feeling of loss, a feeling of scarcity, immediately stop yourself, give yourself some space, give yourself a little pause, and look at what is abundant in your life. And I guarantee you will find something, because we all have certain levels of abundance in our life. We're not just sitting here in absolute abjunct poverty all the time. Those are just thoughts. And since you're an awareness, you are awareness. You can be in awareness by giving yourself just enough room, wiggle room, a little bit of space. You didn't get that hot date with that person that you were dwelling on by not taking action, by not changing a fear into a bravery, into a courage. You didn't get that great job by sitting on your hands and not doing anything and being afraid that maybe you're not good enough, right? You went in, you did the interview, you smashed it, you got the job. The reason you smashed it is because you were in awareness. You knew you could do it. And you can do any of that all the time, constantly, with everything. Your finances, your love life, your spiritual life. You can become a great chef by just paying attention. Paying attention is the key. That's how awareness starts. By paying attention, by giving yourself just a second to reevaluate. So when you have a thought, give yourself a little space. Go into wherever the energy is coming up, wherever that feeling in your body is, and stay with it. All it wants is acknowledgement. It doesn't want you to solve its problems. It doesn't want you to dwell on the past or a potential future. It just wants you to acknowledge it. So go in there to your pain body and go, yep, that's what that is. And then catch yourself in the lie, because we're lying to ourselves constantly. I'm not good enough. You are good enough. You've always been good enough. If you weren't good enough, you wouldn't be here right now. The idea and the act of living is a blessing in and of itself. The idea and the act of looking for source or the divine is a sign of great karma. And these aren't mine. These are everywhere. The truth is the truth. Everything else is subjective. So there's a saying that says, all beliefs are true and all truths are paradoxical. So truth is relative to the observer. So if you think your truth is woe is me, but you're actually the observer, you can take and make a new truth, because all truths are paradoxical. That also means all feelings are paradoxical, all emotions are paradoxical, all circumstances that you go through are paradoxical, and you can change them So that negative feeling, find the opposing positive feeling and dwell on it. Look at it, dissect it, be Tesla and take it apart and put it back together again, and take it apart and put it back together again until it makes sense. You can't logic any of this out because it's not logical. Logic is a worldly thing. It's not a spiritual thing. But you can use logic against itself. I just read a story about Carl Jung and one of his patients, and this guy had been living kind of a very science-based life. He was a scientist, and he'd made a lot of discoveries, and he was very well-read, very intellectual. And suddenly one day, he had an awakening. Whatever level it was, because there are no levels, there's just experience. And he was talking to Carl Jung, who was his psychologist, and said it destroyed everything. Like, he was so sure about all of these scientific facts, and then all of a sudden he just didn't even know what a fucking cup was. Like, how does this work? What is this? And that is the question. That's what Ramana Maharishi, Mooji, Papa G, that's what these gurus that are into the I am experience of meditation talk about. Because I am changes to I. And then I is like why? And what is? And what is? And you just unravel things, just like Tesla did with his experiments. Your imagination is extremely powerful, and intention is just as powerful. So you can use your imagination and your intention to change your life around. If you don't like what you're seeing in the mirror, change it. Make it different. You have the power and you have the potential. Catch yourself. Using observation, using perception, using the present. Because it happens right now. There are no terms and conditions. You don't have to sit in a specific way to meditate. You don't have to lay in a certain way in order to fall asleep. You just think you do. You can change things. You're not stuck. You're a very big, beautiful, powerful being. You are a soul having a human experience, not the other way around. And the sooner you realize that, the easier it is to alchemize your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your surroundings. What we think of changes what we see. So I would say to you, if you're having a hard time, if you're having a difficult experience, don't settle. How many times in our lives do we settle for the wrong loved one, the wrong spouse? How many times in our lives do we get caught up by what our relatives think, what our family thinks? You weren't born with your name. Somebody gave it to you. And then they gave you a religion, and they gave you political biases, and they gave you whatever mindset that you have economically, whether it's poverty mindset, abundance mindset. You were given that stuff. You can twist it around and get out of it. That's how guys like Barack Obama grew up in a semi-impoverished world and wound up becoming the president of the United States. Whether you like him or not, I don't care. It's a success story. It's how guys like Arnold Schwarzenegger grew up in poverty, decided to change something because they have the power to change whatever they want, and wound up becoming, one of the greatest bodybuilders ever, and became a fantastic actor and a political figure, whether you like him or not. It doesn't matter what other people think of you. It matters what you think of you, how you think yourself into whatever situation you think yourself into. You can be in a really bad place and still find the beauty. You could be homeless and go for a walk in the park and encounter hundreds of butterflies. And maybe those butterflies are your synchronicity. And maybe that's spirit telling you, you don't have to live that way. Because we don't. We don't have to live like prisoners in our own mind, of our own mindsets. We don't have to pretend that somebody is not coming to save us or somebody is coming to save us. Because that statement has been misread a lot throughout the ages too. Nobody's coming to save you. Yes and no, because the truth is paradoxical. So nobody's coming to save you internally, the you that controls the machine. But somebody can lend you a hand. You vibrate just the right way, and the right people come into your life, and you manifest that shit. That's what I'm talking about with manifestation. I don't like the manifestation channels that concentrate on, oh, I'm gonna be a millionaire, or I'm gonna manifest a Lamborghini. That shit's trivial. Wealth is in here. Poverty, also in here. How you feel, how you talk to yourself. Those are things that are either successful or not. So I would challenge you today, find abundance. It's in here. It always has been. You just haven't been looking for it. And it starts in small little steps. If you're feeling really down and you're feeling depressed, get up every goddamn morning, go into the bathroom, before you brush your teeth or anything, look in the mirror, stare into your eyes, and tell yourself you love yourself 10 times every day. Get crazy with it. Do it all the time. Because the thing is if you don't deserve your own love, then whose love do you deserve? You are already the thing you are looking for. You're already enlightened. Enlightenment isn't something special. It's already there. You just have to take off all the layers of nonsense that you've been carrying for so long. You don't need to carry it. That shit's heavy. And if you keep carrying it, you're gonna get a bag back. We carry way too much. Shit that we're not responsible for. So, love yourself, change your thoughts. Find the opposing feeling that you're having and go into that place. Don't wrestle with it. Don't fight with it. Accept the feeling that you're having and go, I wonder what the opposite feeling would be. And then go to that place and stay there. You don't need to hold yourself captive anymore. There's no such thing as sin. It's make-believe. There is no such thing as purpose either. That's also a made-up worldly term. Purpose is every moment, every breath. That's your purpose. Your purpose is to find no purpose. Do the things you love, and that will become your purpose. As always, much love.